Hi, I'm Mylan from Ag, and today I'll be showing you how to replace the valves and diaphragms in a liquid pump. So I've already got the pump removed from the planter, and I've unscrewed the inlet and outlet of the pump, and I've also removed the PWM driver. So I've got just my pump body here. What you want to do first is remove the inlet and outlet of the pump. So there's 2 bolts in each head of each diaphragm, and then 3 bolts in the body. So I'll take out the 6 diaphragm bolts. And also the 3 folding it into the body. And then at that point, the outlet just comes right off. And I've already got the bolts removed on the other side, so that will come off as well. And then at that point, you can see each valve on each side. And so to access those valves, we'll remove the head of each diaphragm, and that's done with these 8 bolts right here. So I've already got the 8 bolts removed from this other head, and that will just pull off. At that point, you can see each valve in here, and you can reach in from the middle and just pop those out. And then to replace the diaphragm, there's a single nut in the center that you can remove. And this black plate comes off. Then you'll need a small flat bladed screwdriver, and that diaphragm will just come right out. And then you can your kit should come with a new diaphragm and valves, and you can just reinstall them in the opposite direction you took this out. So this comes on, black piece lays over top of it, and we'll reinstall this middle nut. And then if you had new valves, those would just press into the side of your diaphragm. And then you would just put this back on and put the bolts back in. I like to get these just hand tight to start so that I don't strip out the block. And I also like to go in a star pattern to make sure I get that head fastened down evenly. At this point, we can reinstall the inlet and the outlet of the pump. So that just presses back into my diaphragm heads. And then I'll reinstall the 6 head bolts and the 3 body bolts. And then in a similar fashion, I would also replace the same bolts on the inlet side. Once you have the inlet and outlet back on, and the next step is to add more oil back into the pump. So you just take the lid off your oil cup, and then you would take your pump diaphragm oil and fill the cup in between the maximum and minimum line. And keep in mind that as the diaphragm cycle, you might have some oil that kind of settles into the body. So just keep an eye on it the first couple times that you run it. But once you get the oil in, you can reinstall the cap and reattach it to your planter, hook back up your inlet and outlet, put your motor driver back on, and that's how you replace the valves and diaphragm in your liquid pump. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your Ag service department.